We can all use a good laugh, right? It just makes us feel better when we chuckle, especially first thing in the morning. Our next guest will help put a smile on your face before you head out into your day. He's author and humorist Wayne Chan, and he joins us as part of our book author series to tell us about his book, The Problem with Being Perfect. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
Now, I love you're a humor writer. You decided to put all of your columns in book form. Why did you decide to do that, and why the title?
Well, I decided to put it in a book form because I have a lot of readers who read my column, and I just thought it would be nice to be able to package together so they have something to take with them.
To take with them on an airplane, or
That's
just
right.
Tuck it in their pocket or their satchel. Why the problem with being perfect? Where did the title come from?
Well, I'm a Chinese American, and as part of it, there's a stereotype with Chinese Americans where we're all very hardworking and we get good grades and we work very hard. And so I just wanted to kind of be ironic because, unfortunately, I'm none of those things.
Like I really loved reading through some of the columns. You have great stories. You talk about pop culture, you talk about life, you talk about family. One of the columns that really made me laugh out loud, the story of the Asian family reunion. Can you share that, simplify that a little bit for our viewers at home?
Well, there's just a number of things that happen whenever you're going to a Chinese family reunion. You're going to a Chinese restaurant, and usually it's in one of the worst places in town. It doesn't matter what part of the city, country you're from. And you go to sit down, and it takes forever, and the children always sit in another place. And because I grew up at doing these things, you're always set aside in another table, and you get the worst food while the adults get all the nice food.
And the expensive food.
That's right.
They order the most expensive thing on the meal to show off for their relatives,
That's
right?
right, and they usually bring in the largest animal they possibly can and put it on a plate. And so I say it's the larger the carcass, the better.
The better. You also you have a way of talking about culture. You had a trip to Belmont, Mississippi, and you said that you learned everything that you needed to know about culture by visiting Belmont. Why was that?
Because they would put gravy on any kind of Chinese food, even though that I knew you're not supposed to have gravy on that kind of food. But, you know, I was so hungry anyways, I tasted and I thought it tasted great, so.
So, you know what, in the South, you can put sausage gravy on anything and it tastes great.
It works.
And it tells you how you could just make everything a melting pot, right?
That's right.
It teaches you about culture.
I've never had grits with an egg roll.
And you got grits and an egg roll in the South.
Right.
See, it's perfect. You can make every culture fit together.
Absolutely.
Now, you say also that your book or your stories are not about your wife, but you talk about your wife quite a bit. How does she feel about that?
Well, I had to put a disclaimer on the back of the book because, you know, being a writer, every time we have any interesting discussions, she'll always say, you are not allowed to put this in the book. And then I'm always like, well, it's not like you're going to do anything with it, so.
So you're allowed to.
That's right.
What do you want readers to know, the people at home who pick up your book or the people who read your column? You're a culture humorist. What do you want readers to learn from your experience and from what you write?
I was born in the U.S., but then when I went overseas to China and Asia, I got to see a lot of things firsthand from a U.S. perspective, and so a lot of the things in the book have to do with my experiences going over there. For example, I went into a restaurant where the only thing that they served was turtle.
The only
turtle
thing.
appetizer, turtle with noodles, for dessert I had turtle jello, and I was like, you know, I did not order this. And so it's always from my perspective, and I think that a lot of the readers would appreciate that, so they'll get a sense of what it's like to go to Asia and what to expect.
And to experience other cultures.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you being here to talk about your book. Your book is really funny. It's a great, just easy, fun read. It'll definitely get you laughing if you're in an airport or on an airplane. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
A pleasure having you here. Now, to learn more about Wayne Chan and The Problem with Being Perfect, just check out truce.com, and you can grab a copy of this book for yourself at websites like Amazon.com.